a beginning with the new topic, cash book. Cash book in fact is a very important topic, not only from the examination point of view but also from the practical point of view also. Your perfect understanding about the cash book is most important thing. So listen carefully about the different aspects involved in the cash book. See, about the cash book, this is not the first time that we are studying about the cash book. Earlier also, when we studied the subsidiary books and also the topic of the accounting process, at that point of time also I explained to you about the cash book. But this is one book which is a book of primary entry as well as a part of the ledger. It's a ledger account also, it acts as a ledger account also. So in that context, we need to do it separately as an independent topic because a number of issues are waiting for us to get into the clarity parts of it. So to start with about the cash book, a subsidiary book and a principal book. That is, when a subsidiary books are kept, transactions are classified into two main categories. See, when originally the idea is conceived that we should subdivide the day book or the regular journal into subdivisions, the first way that we did is we tried to first make the distinction between the cash transactions and the credit transactions, and all the cash transactions are to be recorded in one book is what we thought, and all the credit transactions again subdivided based on the nature of such transaction, like credit purchases are getting recorded through the purchases book, sales transactions, credit sales transactions are being recorded through the sales book, like that. So when subsidiary books are kept, transactions are first classified into two main groups. One is credit transaction and another is a cash transaction. Credit transactions relating to the purchases, sales or return of the goods are recorded in the concerned subsidiary books like purchase book, sales book, purchase returns, sales returns book is a point. So cash transactions involving the receipt and payment of the cash are all being recorded through the cash book. So cash book is a peculiar type of book. Why it's a peculiar type of book? It is a combination of a subsidiary book and the ledger account. That is, generally subsidiary book क्या होगा? Purchases book, subsidiary book. Total of the purchases book again you are going to transfer to an account called as purchases account, which you maintain in the ledger. Whereas in case of the cash book, friends, the total of the cash book you are not going to open a cash account in the ledger. So there itself in the cash book, the difference between the receipts and the payments will be the cash balance on any particular day. So from the cash book, the total of the cash book on a periodical basis again will not be transferred to a cash account. As such, in the general ledger you don't have the cash account. Why? Because the cash book itself acts as a book of primary entry and a subsidiary book as well as a ledger account also. As a subsidiary book, what it is? Cash book is a book of original or a primary entry. It contains a date-wise, chronological order, date-wise a record of all cash transactions. Thus, cash transactions need not be recorded in the journal. So, in other subsidiary books or in the journal proper, you are not going to record the cash transactions. So, cash transactions are recorded first in the cash book and then posted to the ledger. That is, let us suppose purchases are made on cash, purchases account data to cash, posting will be made to the purchases account. There is no cash account in the ledger as such, friends. So cash book involves one common account, namely called as cash account. Thus cash account need not be debited or credited every entry in the cash book. So once it is only a day book without any subdivision, we would have recorded each transaction with debit and credit. Once the subsidiary books concept comes into play, that common account, every time when you pass the entry, you are not going to debit or credit that particular common account, only the other account will get debited or credited. So on that pretext, what we are saying, cash book is a subsidiary book or a book of primary entry. For each and every cash transaction, cash account again you are not going to record it, only the other account you are going to record, and other account only you are going to make the posting into the respective account in the ledger is the point to be noted. As a ledger account, how it acts as a ledger account? Cash book shows the summary of all cash transactions, so also it will show the cash balance. Generally balancing and all where you will do, in the ledger account only you will do, it is not that you are going to do it in the subsidiary books. Balancing means debits less credits, you call it as a balancing. Such a balancing act will be done in the ledger accounts. It will also be done in this particular subsidiary book called as cash book. So cash book shows a summary of all the cash transactions, so also it will show the cash balance. Then cash book is ruled or designed like an account with a debit and credit side, and cash receipts are recorded on the debit side and cash payments are recorded on the credit side. And cash book is balanced regularly to find out the cash balance in the hand. Thus there is no need for separate cash account in the ledger. So cash book itself serves the purpose of the cash account. So with all this discussion, by now you are clear with the one point that cash book acts both as a book of primary entry as well as a ledger account also. There is no need for opening a separate ledger account for the cash. Now, how many types or kinds of the cash book you can have? Basically, there are four main types of cash books. What are those four main types of the cash book? Simple cash book. What do you mean by simple cash book? It only records the cash transactions, cash receipts and cash payments. Double column cash book. Double column cash book will have two columns on either side of the account, one for the cash and another for the discount. So such a cash book you call it as what? Double column cash book. Then triple column cash book. What is triple column cash book? In which you will have for the amounts three columns on either side of the account. One is for the cash, another is for the bank, third is for the discount. Then we got another type of cash book called as petty cash book. In a big organizations there could be several divisions, so one main cashier will not be able to meet the demands for the cash of different branches, so we will give cash to the different branches. So main cashier will be there, petty cashier will be there. That petty cashier will meet out of the petty cash the small expenses, and he will record all this in a book called as a petty cash book. So there are four types, main types of the cash books. One is simple cash book, another is a double column cash book, third is a triple column cash book, four is the petty cash book. In detail, each of these cash books we are going to study. So now to start with, we will start with a simple cash book. Simple cash book will have only one cash column. The pro forma, if you are observing, there it is given in your printout. So let me first tell you about the simple cash book. There are different types of the cash vouchers such as cash memo, printed receipt, payment voucher. The entries in the cash book is made from such cash vouchers. If you need to pass an entry through the cash book, necessarily there should be a supporting document. So what are those supporting documents? Cash memo, printed receipt, as in when you receive the money you have to give a receipt, as in when you make the payment, you make the payment against a bill. So the point here is, and you have to write the payment voucher, and the person who takes it need to sign it and take it. So cash payment voucher is a basic document. By looking at only you are going to record the transaction in the cash book on the payment side. Similarly, cash memo or the printed receipt will be there. as in when you receive the money, you are going to give the receipt. So based on that receipt only, the entry need to be made into the cash book. So based on the cash receipts and cash payment vouchers, you are going to pass the entries into the cash book. Voucher is most important thing of students. That is, without the voucher, just like that, don't make any entries into the cash book. Necessarily there should be a supporting document. That supporting document is a cash receipt or the payment vouchers. Then friends, form. A simple cash book records only cash transactions, that is cash receipts and the cash payments. So a cash book folio looks like in the given format. What is the format? Have a look at in your handouts. There will be a debit and a credit on the top and with receipts and payments. So again in the receipts, that is the debit side of the cash book, date one column, particulars one column, and then receipt number. Once you receive the cash, you are going to issue a receipt, that receipt number and the ledger folio number. That ledger folio number need to be recorded. That is, any particular account, once you debit the cash and credit that particular account, that account you need to make the posting of the amount. So that particular account's ledger folio will be recorded there and the amount will be recorded with a column. On the top of it, you need to write necessarily rupees. Similarly, payment side, date, particulars and voucher number, and then ledger folio and rupees. These are the different columns which you need to have on the payment side. So totally how many columns are coming, friends? Date, particulars, receipt number, ledger folio, amount. 5 columns are coming. But then why you are calling it as a single column cash book or a simple cash book? Amount, for the amount there is only one column. Double column cash book, for the amount there will be 2 columns. Triple column cash book, for the amount there will be 3 amount columns on either side of the account is a point. Then balancing of the simple cash book. Balancing कैसे करते हैं आप? Sum total of the debits minus sum total of the credits is called as a balance. Friends, please remember, your cash book should always have what balance? Only debit balance. There cannot be a credit balance in the cash book. So balancing the cash book means finding the difference between the debit and credit side of the cash book. It means finding the balance cash in hand by deducting the total cash paid from the total cash received. So this is similar to the balancing of any ledger account. Just like any other ledger account, how you learn the balancing, so also the cash book you are going to balance in the same way is the point. And then friends, let us do one problem on simple cash book. Let me read out the problem first and then you can make the recording part in the cash book. But for anything, one should know what is the entry. Without knowing the entry, it is not possible for you to do the accounts. So here, first you take the pro forma of the cash book. Write the pro forma of the cash book. Then the moment I tell that entry, you write the entry and also record the same in the cash book. Pro forma of the cash book is date one column, first debit and credit on the top of it, and then date one column, receipts another column, receipt number, then LF column, ledger folio column, then amount column with rupees on the top. Again the next column is a date column, payment column, voucher number column, ledger folio column, and rupees. Now let us start with the problem. From the following particulars, compile a single column cash book of A, calculate the closing balance. 2004 December 1st, started business with cash of 3000. What is the entry, friends? Journal entries also write, although it is not required, you please write the journal entries. Cash debit what comes in, credit the giver, cash account data to capital account. Write the entry, cash account data to capital. In the cash book you write 2004 December 1st to capital accounts. To capital account. Every entry need to be written with what? A narration. Being the cash introduced as capital. Being the cash introduced as capital. 3000. Of course, ledger folio number we are giving it as 1. You can give any number, but amount you should give only the same amount here as what is given in the problem. You completed the posting part also, that is recording part in the cash book? Yes. Then purchased goods for cash. What is the entry? Purchases account data to cash. These entries I am asking you to write only to make you to get more perfection in the entries. Debit all expenses or debit what comes in and credit what goes out, cash is going out. So purchases account data to cash. In the cash book how you should write? By purchases accounts. By purchases accounts. Being cash purchase made. Being cash purchase made. Amount 400. Then friends, I'll move to the 7th December transaction, 5th December transaction. Advertisement expenses paid 250. Debit all expenses and credit what goes out. So entry is advertisement account data to cash. Write down. Advertisement account data to cash. Advertisement account data to cash. Being advertisement expenses paid. Being advertisement expenses paid. And make the recording in the cash book by advertisement account 250. Ledger folios and all you have to select that particular this thing. Here we are giving it as a 6th ledger folio. Then the next transaction is on the 7th of the December. Sold goods for cash 575. Sale of goods, cash sales, what is the entry? Debit what comes in, credit the incomes. Entry cash account data to sales account. Cash account data to sales account. So what you do, that is write it to sales. Being cash sales made, ledger folio 2, amount is 575. Then I move to the 11th December transaction, friends. Further capital introduced 1000. Again capital got introduced. The entry continues to be the same. Cash account debtor to capital. Debit what comes in, credit the giver. Cash account debtor to capital. $1,000. I think you completed the posting part of it also. Now I move to the 14th December transaction, paid to be a creditor. Once payment is made to the creditors, what is the entry? Creditor account debtor to cash. In this case, clearly the creditor's name is also given. B's account debtor to cash. Debit the receiver, credit what goes out. So B's account debtor to cash, 900. So by B's account, payment to the creditor, being payment to the creditor. Then friends, I'll go to the 17th December transaction. 17th December transaction reads as received commission from C. Commission is an income. Debit what comes in, cash is coming in. Cash account debtor to commission. Write it. Cash account debtor to commission. Cash account debtor to commission. Being commission received. Being commission received. Kitna? 600. Once it is a cash transaction, party account will not come into play. So 600. Hope that you all completed recording of it. Now I move to the next transaction, paid to D on account. You made the payment to D. So debit the receiver, credit what goes out, write the entry, D's account debtor to cash. 175. Narration is being cash paid on account. Being cash paid on account. Being cash paid on account means what? That is, sometimes what will happen, earlier we made a purchase from them, so in discharge of that obligation we are paying, and the payment is made to a particular personal account. Or sometimes we may give advance to somebody, that such kind of thing also we call it as payment on account. Immediately they may not be able to give us the bill. Then first the party account will be debited, cash account will be credited. As and when the expense bill is given, expense will be debited and party account will be credited. All such kind of things you call it as payment on account. Now I am giving to Maunika 5,000 rupees. Immediately I am not saying what for I am giving 5,000 to Maunika. Then my cashier, how he has to record the transaction? Maunika account debtor to cash. Such kind of payment we call it as payment on account. Later Maunika will give the travel bills. Then travel expenses account debtor to Maunika. So there could be a chance that the next moment you give the money, you may not be able to get the money, you may not be able to get the bills, in which case you will make the payment, and the party, the person who has received that money, his account will be debited and a cash account will be created. Such kind of the payments we call it as payment on account. Hope that you got the clarity regarding what do you mean by payment on account. Either to discharge a liability or to give an advance to a person, we will make the payments on account. Then party's name need to come and party account will be debited and cash account will be credited as a point. Then friends, I hope that you all completed the posting part of it. in the cash book, or recording part of it in the cash book. Let us not term it as a posting. Posting comes only to the ledger accounts, whereas our cash book is not a what you call complete ledger account. It is also subsidiary book. So let us first use the terminology of a recording only. So you all completed the recording part of it in the cash book. Then 22nd December, received from ye a debtor. If you receive from your debtor, the entry is cash account debtor to debtor's account. In this case, the debtor is ye. Write the entry cash account debtor to ye. In the cash account, write to ye's account. To ye's account. To ye's account 2000. 29th December friends, 29th December क्या हुआ? सैलरी पे हुआ. जब भी आप एक्सपेंस इंकर करे तो एंट्री इज एक्सपेंस अकाउंट डेटेड टू कैश. So salary account dated to cash. In the cash book, the recording should happen by writing by salary. By salary. How much it is, friends? 1000. By salary is 1000. Now what need to happen, friends? Balancing need to happen. Take your calculator. Make the total on the debit side. 3000. Take your calculator. 3000 plus 575 plus 1000 plus 600 plus 2000, put together it makes to what? 7175. Write it down. 7175. From that you reduce what, friends? The payment side. Minus 400 minus 250 minus 900 minus 175 minus 1000, that give you a closing balance of 4450. You write by balance carried down. By balance carried down 4450. Again next year how you need to write? January 1st 2005, to balance brought down. To balance brought down 4450. Here we are explaining what do you mean by on account. Already I explained on this point. Let me read out this. On account payment means part payment on settling some old outstanding amount. For example, if the total outstanding is 2000 and if only 1000 are paid, it is called as on account payment. So if you have got a creditor and you are making part payment, such part payment you term it as on account payment. And LF number is written only after the amounts are posted to the respective ledger accounts is a point. Coming to the posting part of it, let me explain about the posting. An entry on the debit side of the cash book indicates that cash account is debited and the other account is credited. So an entry on the credit side of the cash book indicates that cash account is credited and the other account is debited. So we have already seen how the cash book acts both as a subsidiary book and a ledger account. Because it is a subsidiary book because you are recording the transaction there. It is a ledger account because it is giving the balance. Since cash book itself is designed like a ledger account, no separate cash account is opened in the ledger. Thus, the debits and the credits of the cash account are not posted anywhere in the ledger. So, next we move to the problem number 2. Of course, before that, let me complete this. Only the debits and credits of the other accounts are posted from the ledger. the amount received written on the debit side of the cash book is posted to the credit of the other account. Cash account data are to sales. In the sales account you write buy cash, and then the amount paid written on the credit side of the cash book is posted on the debit side of the account in the ledger. In the sense, cash purchases account data to cash, buy purchases in the purchase account to cash, like that. So posting may be done as soon as each entry is passed. However, in practice, postings are made at regular intervals at the end of the every day or every week or every month. The postings will be made from the cash book to the respective ledger accounts is the point to be noted clearly, friends. Now, this problem number 2, what it requires, already you have written the cash book now. So now you make the postings from the simple cash book. Post the entries in the cash book of Mr. A from the problem number 1 above into his ledger. So you have to open the ledger accounts. So what is the first transaction? Cash brought in towards the capital. Entry that you have passed is cash account data to capital account. Open the capital account, friends. Open the capital account. Right there, buy cash. Buy cash. Buy cash. How much? 3,000. Date is 2004 December 1st. Since already you completed the ledgers topic, you know how to write a ledger. How to write a ledger? Ledger account of Mr. A, capital account, LF number, debit, credit, and columns wise date, particulars, folio number, amount, that is rupees column. Then on the credit side, date, particulars, folio number, rupees. So buy cash 3,000. I think all of you completed the posting part of it. Then the next transaction, what is the next transaction, friends? That is purchased goods for cash. The entry that you wrote is purchase account data to cash. So open the purchase account, friends. Is it purchase or second transaction is sale transaction? Second, that is December 3rd transaction is purchase of goods for cash only. Open the purchase account. And in the purchases account, what the posting you require to make? Purchase account data to cash 400. This also in the same way. You have to write purchases account, debit, credit, date, particulars, folio number, rupees, date, particulars, folio number, rupees. All of you open the purchase account, then that purchases account make the posting, friends, to cash 400. Then what is the third transaction, friends? Third transaction is advertisement expenses paid. The entry that you passed is advertisement account data to cash. Open the advertisement account, friends. Advertisement account. Advertisement account. Make the posting there. Advertisement account data to cash 250. Then, friends, sold goods for cash. Entry is cash account data to sales. So in the sales account, you open the sales account. Open the sales account. Debit, credit, sales account, date, particulars, folio number, rupees, date, particulars, folio number, rupees. Buy cash 575. Further capital introduced. What is the entry? Cash account added to capital. In the capital account, friends, please write buy cash. Already you opened it, so let me make it slightly fast. Buy cash 1000 rupees. Paid to be a creditor. Entry that you written creditor's account added to cash. In the B's account, open the B's account, friends. B's account. In the B's account, you write buy cash 900. Buy cash 900. Buy cash or to cash? To cash. To cash 900. Not buy cash. To cash 900. Received commission from C. Entry that you have written is cash account added to commission. Open the commission account. Open the commission account. Write it as buy cash. Write it as buy cash. How much it is? 600. All of you completed the posting part of it, friends. Then we move to the next transaction. Paid D on account. Open the D's account, friends. Entry is D's account added to cash. So in the D's account you write to cash. To cash 175. Received from E, a debtor. Once you receive the money from E, entry is cash account added to E. So open the E's account, friends. That is E's account added to cash. And in the E's account, what is the entry? Received from E, a debtor. Entry is cash account added to E's account. So in the E's account you write buy cash. In the E's account you write buy cash 2000. Salary paid, the entry is salary account added to cash. So salary account खोल के salary to cash. Salary account added to cash. So with that, what you did is you learned how to make the postings from the respective ledger to the respective ledger accounts is a point. Yes, friends, the next issue we have is a double column cash book. Let me explain briefly about the double column cash book. That is, what is a double column cash book and how it differs from a simple cash book. In the simple cash book you have got only one column for the amount, whereas for the double column you have got the two columns for the amounts. One is discount column and another is the amount column for the cash. So a simple cash book records only cash transactions, that is cash receipts and cash payments. In such a case, separate entries are passed in the journal proper to record the cash discount allowed and cash discount received. If you are maintaining a simple cash book, there you are only going to record receipts and payments. Then discount received and discount allowed separately you have to open the ledger accounts and do it. Whereas the trade discount, of course, will never be recorded in the books. However, it is more convenient to record both cash as well as discount transaction together at one place in the cash book itself. That made to think of double column cash book with two columns for the amounts, one for the cash and another for the discount is a point. So this is done by maintaining a double column cash book. double column cash book has one extra amount column on each side. Discount allowed on the debit side, discount received on the credit side. Discount columns are to be immediate left on the amount column on both the sides. A folio of such cash book looks like in the following format. Format is already there in your hands. Have a look at that is cash book, debit, credit, receipts, payments, date, particulars, receipt number, ledger folio, discount allowed, cash. Date, particulars, voucher number, ledger folio, discount received, cash. So what extra that simple cash book and the double column cash book has got the difference? In the double column cash book, apart from amount column for the cash receipt and cash payment, you have got discount allowed and discount received columns, extra columns you have. Then friends, as far as the recording part of it is concerned, both cash received from the debtor and discount allowed to him are recorded together on the debit side of the cash book, and net cash received is written in the amount column and discount allowed is written in the discount column on the debit side. In the same line, similarly, both cash paid to the creditor and discount received from him are recorded together on the credit side of the cash book. Net cash paid is written in the amount column of the cash, whereas discount received is written in the discount column on the credit side on the same line. So this is similar in making a combined journal entry. Once you make a combined journal entry, how the things will come once you allow the discount, that is the cash account debtor, discount account debtor, two debtors. Once you make the payment and get the discount, then the entry is a creditor's account debtor, to cash, to discount. Like that the entries will come. So that made us to travel halfway through, or at least 40% through of the cash book. I explained what is a double column cash book. We need to do the problems on double column cash book. Then I need to explain you triple column cash book and problems on triple column cash book, and then the petty cash book. Let me read the problem number 3, friends. Enter the following transactions in the double column cash book having cash and discount columns and the balance the cash book. Let me read the transactions. Friends, what we do here is we will do the third and fourth problem simultaneously, because in the third problem entries and in the fourth problem postings. Better we do both the things simultaneously. So let me read the problem, but before I read the problem, you open the cash book as well as open all other accounts also, except don't give the names to that. As and when you get the name, you can take it. So first, before I start the problem, open the cash book with the double column. Cash book with the double column, what the pro forma? Date, particulars, receipt number, ledger folio, discount allowed, cash. Again then, date, particulars, voucher number, ledger folio, discount received, cash. Now the first transaction. What is the first transaction, friends? First transaction is there is a opening balance of 10,000. Write down the balance. To balance brought down. To balance brought down. On the debit side of the cash book, in the amount column you write 10,000. Then purchased goods for cash. Entry is what, friends? Purchase account debtor to cash. So in the cash book you write by purchases. By purchases 2,700. narration being cash purchases made. Open the purchase account, give good space for the cash account, open the purchase account and write there purchases account to cash. Purchase account to cash. How much it is? 2,700. Then the next transaction on the 5th, C has an opening debit balance of 6,000, received 2,500 from C and allowed a discount of 500. Friends, first open the C's account. Write there the opening balance as a 2 balance brought down. 6,000. Now you received the cash. What is the entry, friends? Cash account dated to party account. You also allowed a discount. So discount allowed is an expense. Entry wise, what is it, friends? Cash account debtor, discount account debtor to C's accounts. So the recording part in the cash book, how it will be done? By you received na, so to C's account, in the discount column you write 500, friends. In the amount column against the cash column you write 2,500 net of discounts. Open the C's account, friends. Already you opened the C's account. There you write buy cash 2,500, buy discount 500. Then friends, I go to the 7th January transaction, paid to be 450 and received discount of 50. When you make the payment, what is the entry? Debit the receiver. Who is the receiver? B is the receiver. B's account is to be debited with 500, whereas cash account is to be created with 450. Discount received is to be created with 50. How the recording will happen in the cash book, friends? In the cash book you write what? That is by B. Against the discount received column you write 50 rupees. On the credit side of the cash book you write 450. Open the B's account, friends. B's account खोल दो. उसमें क्या लिखते हैं आप? B's account dated to cash 450, to cash 450, to discount 50. Then friends, you need to go to the next transaction, paid wages to workers. Once you make the payment of wages to workers, entry is wages account dated to cash. Go to the cash book and record by wages. Narration should be there, being wages paid. 4,300. Although solution is there, you need to record it is the most important thing, because only when you write you can get the accounts. The very purposive intent of giving you the handout with solutions is only to get you into the proformas, because by the time you are listening the PowerPoint may not got synchronized with the lecture content. So do the exercise of observing the printout, handout, and record it in your notebook. Then friends, the next thing is wages account already you opened. There you make the posting wages to cash 4,300. ये होने के बाद ऑफिस रेंट, पेड ऑफिस रेंट, entry is office rent account dated to cash, buy office rent. In the cash book you write buy office rent 600, and in the office rent you write to cash 600. Then 19th January transaction friends, make it slightly fast. Received from A 1800 after allowing him a discount of 200. Entry wise what is it? Cash account debtor, discount account debtor to A. So there in the cash book you write cash account debtor to A. In the discount column you write 200. In the amount column of the cash you write 1800. And then there in the open the A's account, A's account में लिख दो by cash 1800, by discount 200. Then friends, the next transaction, received interest to rupees 150. So entry wise it is interest received means cash account dated to interest. Fastly do it. In the cash book you write to interest 150. Open the interest account, make the posting, buy cash 150. Received rupees 2,400 from C for balance due. C's account if you open, there you will see 3,000 you need to receive from him, whereas he has paid only 2,400 in full and final settlement. C's account already you opened friends, you can feel it. 6,000 में से earlier 2,500 रिसीव हुआ, 500 हम आपको डिस्काउंट दिए, आपको मींस सी को डिस्काउंट दिए, अब बाकी 3,000 के लिए उन्होंने 2,400 पे कर रहे हैं, तो उसका मतलब hidden adjustment there is 600 discount you have given because it is in full and final settlement. So the entry is cash account debtor, discount account debtor to C, right in the cash book by to C 600 in the discount column and 2,400 in the cash column. And lastly, paid into the bank the cash in excess of rupees 4,000. तो 4,000 से ज्यादा जितना भी कैश रहता उसको बैंक में डाल दो. तो पहले क्या होना, you need to balance it and see what is the closing balance of the cash. Closing balance of the cash is coming to 8,800. That is the reason why in excess of the 4,000 you are putting it in the bank. So 4,800 you need to put it in the bank. Entry is bank account debtor to cash.